Sitaram Om Shakti. This is the one and the only Shakti Fridays with Justin D. Anthony. I want to say it's a pleasure and honor to have you locked on as I play the songs of the Divine Devi in this auspicious period of the Navratri. On today's Shakti Fridays, we will be focusing our discourse on what is called or what is known as Kanya or Kumari Puja. We will focus on the requirements of this puja, the various steps involved, and the benefits conferred. By examining and exploring two scriptures, we will take a controversial view on the Kumari and the Kanya Puja, and we will look into a question: whose daughter confers the highest blessing in relation to the Kumari Puja? Is it the daughter of a Brahmin? Or whose daughter confers the highest blessing in relation to the Kumari Puja? Something you have never heard before. Later on in the program as well, we will feature, for the first time on Shakti Fridays, we will feature a Navratri bhajan by Ariana Takardine and Taryn in glorification of the Divine Mother later on in the program. So please do me one favor in the first place. Share this link across your Facebook as we speak today about Kanya or Kumari Puja in the Navratri. I want to begin in the first place though by saying Sitaram and Pranam to Wendy Takardine and the entire Takardine family. I want to say Pranam and good morning to my Pua, Anita G2 and family. I want to say Pranam and good morning to Auntie Feather. I want to say Pranam and good morning to Nadia Singh and Ravi Singh from Florida. I want to say good morning and pranam to Darshini, Nanda Rup Narayan, Mitramani Narayan. I want to say pranam and good morning to Rita. Additionally, I want to say pranam and good morning to all the devotees of the Sri Mahakali Durga Mandir, located at 9266 Springfield Boulevard in Queens Village, New York. In particular, I want to extend greetings and say pranam to Pujari Kabardas G2. So do me one favor in the first place. Share this link across your Facebook. As we speak today, we take a controversial view, interpretation of the Kumari and the Kanya Puja. And later on in the program, of course, we feature Ariana Takardine and Taryn's newly released bhajan in glorification of the Divine Mother.
घर में पधारो लक्ष्मी मैया मेरे घर में पधारो, घर में पधारो लक्ष्मी मैया मेरे घर में पधारो, कष्टी नहीं मारो लक्ष्मी मैया मेरे घर में पधारो, कष्टी नहीं मारो लक्ष्मी मैया मेरे घर में पधारो। तुम हरी वाली तुम फेरी वाली, तुम हरी वाली तुम हरी वाली तुम फेरी वाली, दुख से उबारो लक्ष्मी मैया मेरे घर में पधारो, दुख से उबारो लक्ष्मी मैया मेरे घर में पधारो, घर में पधारो लक्ष्मी मैया मेरे घर में पधारो, घर में पधारो लक्ष्मी मैया मेरे घर में पधारो। सब सुख पाए धन हो जाए, सब सुख पाए सब सुख पाए धन हो जाए, जिसको निहारो लक्ष्मी मैया मेरे घर में पधारो, जिसको निहारो लक्ष्मी मैया मेरे घर में पधारो, घर में पधारो लक्ष्मी मैया मेरे घर में पधारो, घर में पधारो लक्ष्मी मैया मेरे घर में पधारो।
I want to say pranam and good morning to Chadaman Sarju from Trinidad and Tobago. I want to say pranam and good morning to Annie J. Ram, Usha Sicharan, Telma Deodat. If you just locked on, I want to say pranam and happy Navratri to you and your family. May the divine Devi in her various forms bless all of you in a profound way. As we begin our discourse for today, for Shakti Fridays in the Navratri period, in Srimad Devi Bhagavatam, it tells us that there are three essential components of worship in the Navratri. It tells us that the first requirement of worship in the Navratri is Hawan. The second requirement is Kumari Puja. And the last requirement is feasting. The text uses the term feasting. But what that really means is you need to distribute food to people. You need to share food. So there are three essential components of worship in the Navratri: Hawan, Kumari Puja, and feasting. That's distributing food, cooking food and distributing it to devotees. Those three requirements are what ensure the divine Devi is fully satisfied. Even if you can only feed one person, and you feed that one person, the Divine Mother is greatly pleased and satisfied with the worship, as long as those three components are met. But now we speak about this aspect of the Kumari Puja, or as some refer, the Kanya Puja. Kumari Puja, or as some call the Kanya Puja, is the worship of unmarried young girls from the ages of 2 to 10 years of age worshipping at them as though they are a living goddess. We worship girls from the ages of 2 to 10 years of age because they are believed to be the embodiment of the Divine Mother and to hold the most purity in terms of feminine from the ages of 2 to 10. In Srimad Devi Bhagavatam, there is a discussion between a king, and this individual is speaking to the king about, the powers of Kumari Puja. And he tells the king, he prescribes to the king that the king must perform Kumari Puja. And that the benefit of Kumari Puja, in a very broad sense, is the removal of miseries, the removal of poverty, and the destruction of enemies in one's life. In this book, the king learns that the Kumari Puja blesses the individual with longevity, that is, a long life. And it, additionally speaking, blesses an individual with power, that is, authority over others. So those are, broadly speaking, the broad benefits of the Kumari Puja. But oftentimes, and in many of the stories that relate to Kumari or Kanya Puja, this type of puja has been mostly done for the purposes of helping an individual who is in poverty. An individual whose life is confined to the state of poverty, where constantly, money isn't staying in their hands. They cannot acquire money, they cannot acquire wealth. They are in this constant state where there is no barakat. The Kumari Puja, historically speaking, and in many of the stories, is one of the remedies for an individual who is in poverty. It is one of the greatest remedies for the individual to remove them from the state of poverty. So as we go along in the program further, we will speak about some of the steps involved in Kumari Puja. We will speak about the requirements required in Kumari Puja. What type of girls can be worshipped, and what do all the different types of girls represent? Depending on the age of the girl that is worshipped in the Kumari Puja, it confers different benefits. And we will explore all of those as we go along in the program. In the meantime, though, I want to say pranam and happy Navratri to Jerry Karbadas G2 and Grandma Rose. I want to say pranam and happy Navratri to Uncle Darshan. I want to say pranam and happy Navratri to Trisha and family from Florida. I want to say happy Navratri to Gail. Let me just say this broadly speaking. To all those watching in Trinidad and Tobago, Guyana, Suriname, the various Caribbean islands, to all those watching in the United States of America, Canada, the Mauritius, South Africa, Australia and elsewhere, I want to take this opportunity to say, may the Divine Devi confer her highest blessings on you and your family in this very auspicious period of time, in the period of the Navratri. I want to say phenomenal good morning to Kushmalal, Nalini H, Danilyn Thomas. I want to say phenomenal good morning to Shirley Jacaran. I want to take this opportunity to say pranam to Pinky Sugrim, Devika Mahabir, Deepa Tiwari, Sherry Ramcharan and family in Trinidad and Tobago. I want to say pranam to Nadia Singh and Ravi Singh from Florida as well. So now we speak about what are the requirements of this puja as it relates to what girls may be selected to perform the Kumari Puja. And what I'm about to say would come across as very controversial. It may even offend some. But what I'm about to say are the requirements as defined in our scripture. It is, of course, not my personal view, it is not my personal opinion, but rather, these are the rules governing this puja. Srimad Devi Bhagavatam prescribes that a girl only between the ages of 2 to 10 may be used in the context of this puja. And that is because from the ages 2 to 10, it is believed that females are at the highest peak in terms of purity and have not begun their menstruation. So this is the thinking here as to why only girls from the ages of 2 to 10 are used in the context of this puja, or may be involved in this puja. They embody purity in a more broad sense too. They are not contaminated by certain thoughts. They are not contaminated so much so about the whole entire world, all those negative aspects of the world. They do not have certain youthful tendencies, but rather they embody purity. They embody a clean mind, free from certain vices. When selecting a Kumari as well, the scripture defines that those who are disabled, whether they are blind, whether they have, physical impediment, those who are disabled are not to be used in this puja. Those with skin diseases and other ailments are not to be used in this puja. But what's the thinking behind that? What's the thinking that you cannot use a disabled, girl to perform this puja, a differently abled girl in terms of this puja? What is the thinking behind that? The puja seeks to glorify the Divine Mother in that little girl, in the truest of sense, in the most capable of senses. That is why all these things are prescribed. If they are to represent the Divine Mother in the truest of sense, as this puja is trying to do, they need to have all the abilities, all the capabilities, and to be as perfect of an individual in physical and intellectual and all those different capabilities and abilities. This is not to say and to suggest that a disabled child doesn't have value. This is not to suggest anything of that nature, that they are of less worth as a human being or anything of that nature. This rather is to say that in this context of the Kumari Puja, We are trying to select girls that embody the Divine Devi, who represent the Divine Devi in all her capabilities. It is also said that in this scripture that a child that is born out of wedlock, that is a child that comes about outside of a marriage, may not be used in the context of this puja. Again, this is not my words, this is just simply the rules that govern this puja. But as we will discuss later on in this show, as we will discuss later on in this program, we will see that other scriptures prescribe other things as it relates to the Kumari Puja. You know, in Srimad Devi Bhagavatam, it tells us that a child who is born out of wedlock may not be selected for the purposes of Kumari Puja. However, later on in the program, we will see that according to an understanding of other scriptures and for other purposes, that doesn't hold true always. And later on in the program, we will take a very controversial take on Kumari Puja. We will learn that as a spiritual individual who wants to receive the blessings of the divine, one particular type of daughter should be worshipped to receive the most blessings of the Divine Devi. And indeed, later on in the program as well, we will release a new bhajan done by Ariana Takardeen and Terence Sukhbir, a Navratri bhajan. Later on in the program as well.
तुझे आना पड़ेगा वचन गीत वाला निभाना पड़ेगा वचन गीत वाला निभाना पड़ेगा
कन्हैया तुझे आना पड़ेगा वचन गीत वाला निभाना पड़ेगा वचन गीत वाला निभाना
गोकुल में तुझे आना पड़ेगा, आना पड़ेगा, वचन गीत वाला निभाना पड़ेगा, वचन गीत।
I want to say pranam and good morning to Radhika Ramprasad. Radhika Ramprasad would like to wish her mom Molly a happy heavenly birthday. I want to say pranam and good morning to Usha Sicharan, Radha Deuchan as well. So as we continue onwards with our discussion today, speaking about what is known as Kanya Puja or Kumari Puja. As I've just discussed, Srimad Devi Bhagavatam prescribes certain rules governing what type of young girl may be selected to perform the Kumari Puja. And of course, as I mentioned earlier, it says that a child born out of wedlock may not be used for the purposes of Kumari Puja. But here is where this point and this rule comes into question. According to other texts, and I cannot provide the name of those texts because rather those texts are very secretive. And of course, certain people should not look at these various texts because people with nefarious interests may use these texts in a very rather nefarious or rather nefarious way. But according to particular text of Hinduism, it prescribes that. And it tells us that to receive the highest blessing in the Kumari Puja, one should worship the daughter of an escort. The daughter of an escort from the ages of 2 to 10 should be worshipped, should be selected and worshipped as the Kumari. And by worshipping such a child, the individual will receive the highest blessing from the Divine Mother in the context of Kumari Puja. And this is rather controversial for me to say, and rather crazy for me to say. But how is it the case? How is it the case that the daughter of a prostitute confers the highest blessing in Kumari Puja? How is that the case? That rather it is a radical, it is a wild statement for me to make. But we need to examine why. We need to examine why. According to the principles and different thoughts of Hindu spirituality, why would you worship the daughter of a prostitute and receive the blessings of the Divine Mother? By worshiping the daughter of a prostitute, you are going beyond all these assumptions of the society. You are breaking down and going overcoming the different illusions of the society. For you to have the understanding, we live in a world today where the value of an individual is often linked to the parent of that individual. If someone has a father or mother and they're in a high position in the society, We often have this very, very favorable view of their children. Oh, she is the daughter of this great man in the society. And then we go on to say, oh, that daughter must be such a great person, must be such an outstanding person too. In a similar take as well, if we learn that an individual is the daughter or son of a poor man, a man who is an alcoholic or anything of that, we automatically come to the judgment that that child is of less value. That child, because of where they come about from, is inferior. This is how the society operates. This is how our society in the present operates. We believe the worth, and as we speak about this type of puja, Kumari Puja, we're speaking mostly specifically about daughters. We believe that the value, the character of a daughter in this world is linked to the parents from which that daughter comes. If the daughter comes from some woman with a university degree and works some high position in the society, we think that the daughter's value is higher. But if that daughter comes from a mother who is impoverished, who's in poverty, or comes from a broken home, we have a negative view of that daughter. But Hinduism tries to teach us to look beyond all these illusions. Hinduism challenges us to look beyond all these assumptions, to see the value of an individual regardless of where they come from. There are some that would say to me, how can one hold the daughter of a prostitute in such a divine way, to worship the daughter of a prostitute as the divine mother? Some would say that, but I want to tell you today, just because a daughter comes from a woman who works a particular job, just because a daughter is born from certain parents, that doesn't indicate the value of that individual. It doesn't indicate how much that individual should be valued in the society, what respect she should be given. So here, this scripture prescribes that the daughter of a prostitute should be worshipped in the Kumari Puja. And that if you worship such a daughter, you'll be blessed to the highest. As a spiritual individual, if you worship the daughter of a prostitute, the Divine Mother blesses you in the most grandest of ways. Because you have freed yourself from the illusions. You have personified what it means to be a Hindu. To see beyond all the societal assumptions, to see that every person is valuable. Everyone is worthy of respect. Just because the daughter comes from a prostitute doesn't mean that child should be treated in the society as inferior. Just because the daughter comes from a certain parent doesn't mean that person deserves to be treated otherwise. Hinduism tries to teach us, tries to emphasize to us that we should judge people by the merits of their action. The character that they hold, the actions that they perform that show us and make it evident their character. The merits of the individual should influence our view of a person, not where they come from, not whose parents they are from. And the reality is, in this world today, sometimes the people who come from broken homes, sometimes the child that comes from out of wedlock, the child that comes from a corrupted parent, or whatever the case may be, sometimes those are the most gifted of children. Sometimes those are the children that every parent would want, every parent would desire. But because of how our society is set up, how things are set up in the society, the ways that we're programmed in the society, we would think that that child is not worthy of respect. We would think differently of that child. We never want to see or honor the value of this child. So this is why, according to this tantric text, it tells us to worship the daughter of a prostitute. Between the ages of 2 to 10, to worship the daughter of a prostitute. That the Divine Mother will bless you in the highest. That if you are a spiritual person and you want to gain higher levels of spirituality, you should worship that. And you see what I am saying here today, it runs in conflict to what you hear on many others, what many others say about the Kumari Puja. It runs into conflict with what many say about the Kumari Puja. And maybe that is because there is a different influence when I come on this program and I speak. When I come on this program and I speak from the perspective of an individual who seeks to worship the various Dasma Vidya forms. And all these different forms of the Dasma Vidya that I always speak about, I always talk about. From Kali in the Dasma Vidya form to Headless Goddess Chinnamasta to Dhumavati and all these other goddesses. Those goddesses change the mind of the devotee. Those goddesses remove the illusions that the devotee has. These divine mothers, they put you in a position where you free yourself from all of this nonsense that society tells us. To seek the truth, even though it will be controversial, even though it might be obscene. And really, you think about it. You think about something very in-depth. I want you to think about something today. Why is it that someone born out of wedlock should be granted an inferior status in the world? Are people really Hindus in the world that we live in today? For them to have the thinking that because somebody comes from a broken home, because somebody comes from, their mom works a particular profession, a certain situation they come about from. Do you think it's really a Hinduism for you to think low of someone, to think inferior of someone because of where they come from? Is that really what Hinduism is about? If your idea of Hinduism is that you should judge people from where they come from, not based on their merits, I would find it laughable for you to call yourself a Hindu or a devotee. I want to say pranam and good morning to Annie J. Ram. I want to say pranam and good morning to Bida Barrett. I want to say pranam and good morning to my sister Vanny. I want to say pranam and happy Navratri to Sadna Sukhu, Kumari Jacob.
जय कृष्ण हरे श्री कृष्ण हरे दुखियों को दुख दूर करे जय 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 कृष्ण हरे जब चारों तरफ अंधियारा हो आशा का दूर किनारा हो जब चारों तरफ अंधियारा हो आशा का दूर किनारा हो और कोई न केवनहारा हो फिर तो ही बेड़ा पार करे जय 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 कृष्ण हरे जय कृष्ण हरे श्री कृष्ण हरे दुखियों को दुख दूर करे जय 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 कृष्ण हरे तू चाहे तो सब कुछ कर दे विष को भी अमृत कर दे है तू चाहे तो सब कुछ कर दे विष को भी अमृत कर दे है पूर्ण कर दे सबकी आशा पूर्ण कर दे सबकी आशा जो भी तेरा ध्यान धरे जय कृष्ण हरे श्री कृष्ण हरे दुखियों को दुख दूर करे जय 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 कृष्ण हरे जय कृष्ण हरे श्री कृष्ण हरे दुखियों को दुख दूर करे जय 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 कृष्ण
I want to say pranam once again to Deepa, to Wari. I want to say pranam to Annie J. Ram, Debbie Algu. I also want to say pranam to Basmati Ram Sewak, as well as Cindy Sukram. So of course, as promised, for the first time we want to release a very uplifting bhajan in glorification of the Divine Mother that was recently released. This bhajan is done by Ariana Takardine and Terence Sukbir, and it is indeed an uplifting bhajan in glorification of the Divine Devi.
सुन लो मेरी पुकार ओ माता ओ माता सुन लो मेरी पुकार ओ माता सुन लो मेरी पुकार ओ माता सुन लो मेरी पुकार सुन लो मेरी पुकार ओ माता 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 सुन लो मेरी पुकार तू ही लक्ष्मी तू ही सरस्वती
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 मन में काऊ जियार ओ माता मन में काऊ जियार ओ माता सुन लो मेरी पुकार ओ माता सुन लो मेरी पुकार ओ माता सुन लो मेरी पुकार सुन लो मेरी पुकार ओ माता 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 सुन लो मेरी पुकार
तू ही जगमाता तू ही विघ्नाता
तू ही जग माता तू ही विघ्नाता
तू ही जगमाता तू ही विघ्नाता
तू ही जग माता तू ही विघ्नाता
जगत में सबका आधार
जगत में सबका आधार
ओ माता
ओ माता सुन लो मेरी पुकार ओ माता सुन लो मेरी पुकार ओ माता सुन लो मेरी पुकार सुन लो मेरी पुकार ओ माता 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 सुन लो मेरी पुकार तू ही महेश्वरी तू ही परमेश्वरी
तू ही महेश्वरी तू ही परमेश्वरी
तू ही महेश्वरी तू ही परमेश्वरी
And I want to say pranam and blessings of the Divine Devi to Ariana Takardine.
ओ माता विश्व
And indeed,
ओ माता सुन लो मेरी पुकार
we're going to play this bhajan back from the top. Once again, this is a newly released bhajan by Ariana Takardine and Terence Sukbir in glorification of the Divine Mother. And it is indeed
ओ माता
a powerful song
सुन लो मेरी
done by two outstanding
ओ माता
musicians in our community.
सुन लो मेरी पुकार ओ माता सुन लो मेरी पुकार तू ही लक्ष्मी सुन लो मेरी पुकार ओ माता ओ माता सुन लो मेरी पुकार ओ माता सुन लो मेरी पुकार ओ माता सुन लो मेरी पुकार सुन लो मेरी पुकार ओ माता 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 सुन लो मेरी पुकार तू ही लक्ष्मी महेश्वरी तू ही परमेश्वरी
तू ही महेश्वरी तू ही परमेश्वरी
तू ही महेश्वरी तू ही परमेश्वरी
तू ही महेश्वरी तू ही परमेश्वरी
विश्व की पालनहार ओ माता विश्व की पालनहार ओ माता सुन लो मेरी पुकार ओ माता सुन लो मेरी पुकार ओ माता सुन लो मेरी पुकार सुन लो मेरी पुकार ओ माता 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 सुन लो मेरी पुकार
I want to say pranam and good morning to Sunny Sewa, Yash Mahabir, Sunita Kalasar, Annie Morgan. And if I happen to miss your name or greeting, I do humbly apologize. I want you to know that I appreciate you tuning in, sharing, and all your support. I want to say pranam to Tara Singh, Vidya Rampal, Pinky Sugurman family, Christina Prashad, Anjani Singh, Monica G. Rupnarayan, Sandra Mahadeo, and so many others locked on as well. As you know, in every program that I do, I like to share a story that can help to enlighten us about Hindu spirituality. And today is no different. Today's discourse has focused on the topic of Kumari Puja. That is the worship of virgin girls, young virgins in the age of 2 to 10 years of age, as the divine Devi. And in today's story, there's a man who believes in the Divine Mother. However, he lives in a state of poverty. Many times when he opens up his kitchen cabinets, there's not even one can of food. He doesn't know where his next meal will come from. He is in a state of poverty. But he is a believer in the divine Devi. And that is like so many of us today. Many of us have great issues in life. Issues that we never speak about, we would never speak about. Issues and problems that we face behind the scenes. And just like this devotee in the story, we wonder how we will overcome this problem. But we believe in a divine Devi, a divine mother of miracles. We believe in a divine mother who blesses all who go to her sincerely. This devotee is in a state of poverty and wants to escape poverty. So he is informed that to remove his state of poverty, he must carry out the Kumari Puja in the period of the Navratri. And by carrying out the Kumari Puja, he'll be freed from the state of poverty. But there is an issue. How will he afford to carry out the Kumari Puja? The Kumari Puja costs so much. It requires him to make sweet rice, to have Indian sweets, to feed people, to do all these various things that require money. He doesn't know where he will find the money to carry out Kumari Puja. But he's a believer in the Divine Mother. So he goes one day to temple. He stands before the Divine Devi and he says, "Oh Devi, I believe in you so much. And today I have to perform Kumari Puja in the Navratri. But I do not have the means. I do not have the money required to carry out this puja. Oh Devi, how great you are. Oh Devi, how grand in terms of your reach. How loving you are. How compassionate you are. Oh Devi, help me to find a way so that I can perform this Kumari Puja. And I can escape this life of poverty." So he stands before the Divine Mother and says all of these various things. And strikingly, miracles begin happening. Miracles begin happening in his life. He gets work and he is able to earn. He now has the money to carry out the Kumari Puja, to buy the various materials required to do the puja. So now he embarks on carrying out the puja at the temple. He goes to the temple's priests and he informs the temple's priests that in the period of the Navratri, on the 8th day, he will be performing the Kumari Puja. But something happens when he goes to temple and he tells the priests he will be doing Kumari Puja. Devotees in the temple overhear he wants to perform Kumari Puja. They approach him, and you know what they do? They mock him. They demean him. They tell this devotee, "You are a poor man. You can't perform Kumari Puja." They laugh at him and they tell him, "You won't afford to buy food for the Kumaris. You won't afford to have sweets and give it to the Kumaris. You won't have the money to buy saris to give it to the Kumaris. Inside of the temple, the place where no one should be judged, where no one should be mocked, the devotees of the temple make a mockery of him. And he hears all of these various things, all these attacks on his character, and the tears begin to flow. He looks to the image of the Divine Mother, and he says, "Oh Devi, look today, I come to your house, I come to the house of worship, wanting to do your puja, and people make a mockery of who I am." He looks at the image of the Divine Devi in that murti, and the tears flow. But what would happen to this devotee? What would happen in this story to the devotees that made a mockery of him? The devotee, the 8th day of the Navratri comes about. And it is a miracle. But there are 8 little girls between the ages of 2 to 10 that are present in the mandir, ready, willing, and able to do the Kumari Puja. But there is a great problem now. In the Kumari Puja, it's required that you have 9 little girls. Otherwise, the puja is incomplete. But now there are only 8 girls in the temple, willing and able to perform this puja. The devotee knows he needs 1 more girl to perform this puja. But he's a believer in the Divine Mother. He's a believer that the Mother can make things happen. So he begins the Kumari Puja. He begins the Kumari Puja. He starts with the first little girl, the first Kumari. He washes the foot of the Kumari. He applies the sindur as a tilak on the Kumari. He gifts the Kumari money, saris. He feeds the Kumari sweet rice, various sweets. He lights incense. He artis and he worships the first Kumari as though that Kumari is a living goddess. He moves on to the second Kumari. He does the same. He worships the third, fourth, fifth, 6th, 7th, and 8th Kumari. And as he is on the 8th Kumari worshipping her, arting her, something happens in this story. Something happens as he is worshipping the 8th Kumari, and he knows that he has no one else to worship. There's 1 more Kumari that is required, but there is no other little girl that can fill that role. The people in the temple begin laughing at him. The people in the temple He hears them utter words about him. But little do they know how this divine mother will prove all of them wrong. How this divine mother would demonstrate her power. As this devotee, Arti is the last Kumari, the 8th one. And he has no more Kumaris to worship. His tears begin to flow again. He looks at the image of the Divine Mother and he says, "Oh Ma, I'm only short one more Kumari to do your puja. But I believe in you. I will close my eyes as I'm before you with full faith and belief. And I know you will find a way for me. I know that you will find a way for me to complete this puja. I am one Kumari short of finishing this puja. But as I stand before you today, I'm going to close my eyes and I'm going to have faith and belief in you. That you will find one little girl. He closes his eyes and he has belief in the Divine Mother. He forgets about what people have said. He forgets about everything else. He closes himself off from the world. He closes his eyes and he meditates on the image of the Divine Mother. And a miracle happens in his life. He hears the footsteps of a little girl walk into the temple. A little girl walks into the temple. And they have never seen this little girl before. This little girl is not a member of the community. This little girl is not the daughter of anyone they know. But this little girl walks into the temple. She sits down at the area they're performing the Kumari Puja. And she says, "I'm next. I'm next." So the devotee opens his eyes, and when he looks at this little girl that has come into the temple, this little girl glows. This little girl has a glow to her. She shines like the sunlight. So he goes to this little girl. He washes the foot of this little girl, feeds her, does all the various offerings, places the sindur tilak on this girl, and he artis this girl. And as he finishes the arati of this 9th Kumari, the Kumari that he needed to do this puja, to end this puja with, he notices that this is not a little girl. This is not a human being he is arting. But rather, he comes to the realization that it is the divine Devi he is worshipping right now in that little girl. That the Divine Mother came herself as a little girl so that he could complete his puja. Everyone in the temple is at a loss of words. All the big mounted people all the bigoty people, all the people with Abhiman, all the people used to play highty-tighty in the mandir and used to mock this devotee, this poor man, who said that he could not perform Kumari Puja and gain success. Today, the Divine Mother has come, and the Divine Mother has proven all of them wrong. Today, all of the people that used to make a mockery of him, they cannot utter one word. Their mouths are left open, and they witness that the Divine Mother is here. But what does this story teach us? What is the lesson I want you to leave today? Leave with today. The lesson I want to leave with you today is a very simple lesson. The Divine Mother, overflowing with blessings, stands ready to give. But she doesn't reward those who try one day and then decide no more trying. She doesn't respond to the complaints and to whining, those who just simply whine and complain all the time. What we learn from this story is that the Divine Mother rewards those who genuinely try and move with purpose. That is, if you try, you really try, you believe in this Divine Mother, and you put in the work, everything you desire, everything that you need in life will become yours. Because when you stretch high enough, you stretch your hands high enough, with all your heart, with all your effort, you will touch her blessings. You know, some people say that, oh, they're trying at something, and they never get it. I want to tell you today, if you're not getting something, you're not acquiring something in life today, it's because you haven't tried hard enough. You haven't believed in this mother enough. You haven't pushed your way enough. Because as long as you push your way, you try, this mother will rewards that. This mother will come and give you everything that you desire and even more. But you have to try. This is what it teaches us. You're a devotee, yes. You believe in Mother, yes. You do offerings, yes. But you need to have that component of trying. What you're going for, you need to try. You need to go hard and try and try and try. And you cannot give up. If you genuinely try, you genuinely push your way, you genuinely do that, and you open your hands up, the Divine Mother will place all those various desires of yours in your hands. But you have to do the part of trying. You have to put in the effort. When people tell me, oh, the Divine Mother doesn't help them, I always ask them all sorts of questions. And when I investigate as to why the Divine Mother hasn't given them something, I always come to this conclusion. I always see in their experience, they haven't tried. They haven't worked for it. They haven't made themselves in a position where they can receive what they ask for. They haven't made themselves worthy enough of what they're asking for. And what I also see with many, those who try, and those who work tremendously and believe in the Divine Mother in a way where people think you're crazy, those are the people who acquire everything they want. Those are the people who know and become an example of the Divine Mother. This is how Mother works. Mother doesn't work with, I'm just gonna do offerings and I'm just gonna sit around at home and blessings come. Mother wants you to earn those blessings. Mother will put you in a position that you have to earn the blessings. You have to go through the pain, the suffering. You have to go and face the music. And only then you get what you want. And in many cases you get much more than that. So these are my lessons to you, my friends. Sitaram Om Shakti. As I'm about to conclude this program, my friends, I want to wish all of you a blessed, uplifting, and memorable Navratri. May the Divine Devi, who manifests in so many ways, be a beacon of light and be a beacon of strength in your life. As I conclude this program today, I hope that you gain the full understanding of the Kumari Puja, its importance in the Navratri, and its power. And more broadly than that, I hope that you leave with this program today with that message that you have to try and you have to work to get what you want. Belief is one thing in the Divine Mother, but making yourself capable of getting those blessings, making yourself worthy of those blessings, are also equally as important. This Divine Devi is referred to in one form. When she takes the form of the headless goddess, she is called Machipurni, meaning the goddess who fulfills all the wishes of the individual. Every wish that you have, no matter what it is, she has the power to fulfill it. It all takes you. It takes you, the devotee, to make the strides. It takes you to the... It requires you to run for it. It requires you to push your way. To try again. To get up one morning, fail, and get up again. The Divine Mother can give you everything you want. That's how grand and great she is. As long as you put in the effort, you put in the work, one day you will realize what I'm saying here today. One day you will realize and you will come to the conclusion that the Divine Devi can give you everything and anything you want. Sitaram Om Shakti, my friends. Until we meet again, my friends, may the Divine Devi bless all of you in a very profound and special way as we are in this period of the Navratri. I'll be on Sunday morning from 9:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. speaking about Ma Kamakhya, the goddess of the desire, and indeed the form of Kali that menstruates. The form of Kali that turns a river in India red. We will speak on Sunday morning about Kamakhya Ma. What does she teach us? What are her powers? So until we meet again, my friends, may the Divine Devi bless all of you profoundly. Before I leave as well, I just want to say,
Ya Devi Sarvabhut.
the Sri Mahakali Durga Mandir located at 9266 Springfield Boulevard in Queens Village, New York, cordially invites you and your family to join them for 4 sessions of Devi Yajna. It'll be from Wednesday, April 9th to Saturday, April 12th. 4 sessions of glorifying the Divine Mother, receiving her blessings. And it will be done in honor of Pujari Kavirdas Jitu's 70th birthday. So once again, the Sri Mahakali Durga Mandir, located at 9266 Springfield Boulevard in Queens Village, New York, extends an invite to all devotees to join them from Wednesday, April 9th to Saturday, April 12th for 4 sessions of Devi Yajna in honor of Pujari Kavirdas Jitu's 70th birthday. For more information, please contact Pujari Kavirdas Jitu at 917-929-7150. That's Pujari Kavirdas Jitu at 917-929-7150 for more information.
बाल समय रवि भक्त लियो तब तीनहु लोक भयो अंधियारो ताहि सो त्रास भयो जग कोय संकट काहू सो जात न टारो
देवन आने करी बिनती तब छाड़ी दियो रवि कष्ट निवारो
को नहीं जानत है जग में कपि संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो
संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो
बाली की त्रास का पीस बसे गिरी जात महाप्रभु पंथ निहारो चौकी महामुनि शाप दियो तब चाहिए कौन विचार विचारो
कदिज रूप लीवाए महाप्रभु सो तुम दास के सोत निवारो
को नहीं जानत है जग में कभी संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो
संकट मोचन नाम तिहारो
अंगद के संग लेन गए सिया खोज का पीस ये बैन उच्चारो जीवत ना बची हो हम सोजो बिना सुधिलाए यहाँ पग धार.
And before I leave as well, let me just take this opportunity as well to extend birthday greetings, 60th birthday greetings to a dear friend of mine and indeed a very well-known singer in Toronto, Lekram Ramprasad, or as we call him, as everyone calls him, from young to old, they call him Uncle Lakey. I want to take this opportunity to say a blessed birthday to Uncle Lakey, who is celebrating his 60th birthday today. May the divine Devi continue to bless you with that gift of music. So once again, I want to take this opportunity to extend birthday greetings to Uncle Lakey, also known as Lekram Ramprasad, very well known playback singer of the various songs of Bollywood. In the Toronto area, I want to say happy birthday to him. If I missed if anyone in addition is celebrating their birthday today, or over the course of this weekend, I want to extend birthday greetings to you. May the divine Devi bless you to the highest.